बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला रसूलिल्लाह व अला आलिहि व सहबिहि अजमईन। मज़ीद नाज़रीन व सामईन किराम, अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। इस बंदा नाचीज़ का तेहरान में मुनक़दा आलमी रूमी कॉन्फ्रेंस में पढ़े हुए मकाले के चंद इक़्तिबासात पेश नज़र हैं। ये कॉन्फ्रेंस अक्टूबर 2007 में मौलाना जलालुद्दीन रूमी के 800 साला जश्न विलादत के सिलसिला में मुनक़िद हुई थी और पाकिस्तान से भी एक वफ़द ने शिरकत की और रावलपिंडी इस्लामाबाद की तरफ से इस बंदा ने भी शिरकत की और मकाला पढ़ा। उसके चंद मुंदरजात आपकी खिदमत में पेश हैं। डियर लवर ऑफ हज़रत मौलाना जलालुद्दीन रूमी, अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। लेट मी अलाउ to start the article from with one supplication of Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi. Bismillahilladhi la yaghlibu man tamassaka bihi wa la yukhsiru man tawakkala bihi. Bismillahi ala tawbati. Bismillahi ala surur qalbi. Bismillahi ala sukri wa shukri. The best and most difficult stage of Sufism is to get involved in love with Allah Almighty. This is like playing with fire, and one who choose for this journey is a moving flame for rest of his life. Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi was a real lover of Allah Almighty. Therefore, in Masnavi he had expressed his feelings and emotion on excessive passion of love, of real love and lover. Ashqira shash nisanas tapisar, ah sardo rango zardo chashmatar. O son, there are 6 signs of lover. First, he becomes sick in search of his love and breathe deep sigh in memory of his love. Secondly, his face turns pale, zard. Third, his eyes become a fountain of tears. Fourth, he talks rarely. And fifth is that he is forbidden to sleep. Sixth is that he expresses his love through the pain of his thick heart, which is a unique illness. Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi is lover of Allah Almighty wa ayatum min ayatillah, and a sign from the sign of Allah Almighty. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala narrates in Suratul Baqarah, verse 152, that you think of me, fazkuruni yazkurkum. You think of me and I will think to you. Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi dedicated focus of his life in thinking about Allah Almighty, and now Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, according to this verse of Quran, is making the recitations of Maulana Rumi in public call. His love has been embedded in the heart of people, of which all of you can extend confirmation and to highlight the Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi recitations and messages. UNESCO has announced year 2007 as the year of celebration 800th birthday of Maulana. Now not in the Islamic world alone, but people in Europe and America are also reciting preachings of Maulana. A number of books have been narrated on Maulana in most of the languages of the world, and this prayers expanding day by day. Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi al-Balkhi, then Rumi, is amongst the great Sufi saints and philosophers of Islam. This great lover of Allah and rising star of the next generation of Hazrat Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was born near the Balkh area in Khurasan, currently in Afghanistan. His mother, Momina Khatun, belonged to a noble family of Ruknuddin, the governor of Balkh. His father, Muhammad Bahauddin, known as the leader of scholars, Sultanul Ulama, and his grandfather was Ahmad al-Khatibi. Sultan Walad, son of Hazrat Maulana, has narrated why his grandfather immigrated from his hometown Balkh. He states that those who lived in Balkh had heart of Bahauddin Walad, his grandfather. The feelings of the unfading and everlasting Muslim authority and leader were hurt. During these moments, he heard the words of Allah Almighty, "Oh, the only brave man, the ruler of the people and leader, this society has hurt you. You get out from your enemies. Let me put them in trouble." On hearing these words, the father of Hazrat Maulana moved from Balkh to Hijaz. When he was on way to Hijaz, he heard that the Tatars had attacked Balkh and Muslim troops had been defeated. They had invaded Balkh, killed people, and destroyed large cities. Allah adopts different modes to punish the people. After offering pilgrimage in Mecca and Madinatul Munawwara, he arrived in Damascus and met with Sheikh Akbar ibn al-Arabi, who after looking at Maulana Rumi said to Sultanul Ulama that an ocean is moving towards the sea. After a short stay in Damascus, this holy caravan proceeded towards Malatiya, Ardikan, Karaman, and finally settled in Konya Sharif. Sultan Walad said that Maulana came to Anatolia from Kaaba to bring divine grace to the people there. He selected Konya in the state of Anatolia. The stay in Larande, the historical city of Larande, is now known as Karaman. This holy family graced the city of Karaman for 7 years. During this period, Hazrat Maulana, on advice of his father, married Gohar Khatun, the daughter of Sharfuddin Lale Samarkandi, in 1225. At the age of 18 years, this marriage blessed family with a son, Bahauddin Walad, widely known as Sultan Walad. A second son was also born, named Alauddin Muhammad. Meantime, mother of Hazrat Maulana expired and was buried in this historical city. On 10th December of each year, there are annual celebrations in memory of mother of Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, who blessed the city with his place of resting. A large number of people participate in these ceremonies annually. The city of Karaman is 110 kilometers from Konya Sharif. Settlement in Konya Sharif. On the request of Seljuk Emperor Alauddin Kakubad, who was very religious and lover of spiritualism, this blessed and small family arrived in Konya Sharif on 3rd May 1128. Sultan Alauddin, along with his other delegates, came out of the city to receive the caravan of love, spiritualism, and blessing. Sultan made necessary arrangements at a place full of blessing of Allah and his hospitality for these lovers of Allah. Sultan used to regularly pay visit to Hazrat Sultan Bahauddin Walad, father of Hazrat Maulana. Soon after arrival in Konya Sharif on 18th Rabiul Thani 628 after Hijrah, February 1231, Bahauddin Walad, father of Hazrat Maulana, departed from this world. The death of Maulana. It was said by Hazrat Hasamuddin Chalapi that one day of his death, Hazrat Maulana Rum was taking rest in my lap. All of a sudden, a very beautiful person arrived here. When I saw his dazzling beauty, I fainted. Hazrat Maulana himself stood up and received him. After some time, when I recovered my sense, I immediately inquired the young man, "Who are you and why you have come here?" He replied, "I am Israel and I have been commanded by Allah Almighty to comply the order of Maulana." Hazrat Samuddin Chalapi dared to ask him, "Hazrat, who will lead your funeral prayers?" Maulana Rumi said, "Sheikh Saduddin Konwi." While stating this, the Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi departed from this world at the time of evening in the age of 68 years on 5th Jamadius Sani, 672 after Hijrah. The funeral preparation were made at night. When in the morning the funeral was being taken to the graveyard, the whole city came out to participate in the funeral prayers. The people belonging to all classes and all sects were accompanying the funeral procession. The people were crying and weeping bitterly. Even Christians and Jews were also present, who were busy in reciting Torah and Bible. They also were laminating over the unfortunate occasion. The Muslim king was himself present in the funeral procession. The Qur'an were beautiful voices and Huffaz were reciting the Holy Quran in front of the procession. The Muazzinin were reciting Takbir o Tahleel. The Qawwals were reciting memorial verses of Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi. When Sheikh Sadruddin Konwi stood up to lead the funeral prayers, he cried out and fainted. The prayer was led. After some delay, Maulana Sadruddin Konwi returned in weeping condition. Subsequently, some of the elders asked him to explain the factual position at the time of funeral prayer. He said, "When I moved ahead to lead the prayer, I saw that a large number of angels had become to visit Maulana Rum and perform the funeral prayer. All of the angels were wearing black dress and were weeping. Beside this, the blessed oil of Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was also there for the purpose of the visit and prayer." Hazrat Sadruddin Konwi, along with the others saints of the city, used to visit the Shiraina of Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi continuously for 40 days. The memorial ceremonies of his death were conducted by the king and his ministers till the end of 40 days. Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi opted Konya Sharif as his eternal resting place, which is located at the distance of 665 kilometers from Istanbul. The virtues of Konya Sharif can be expressed as well. Call it city of saints. The friends of Allah will always emerge in this city, and enemies of Islam will never be in a position to assault this city. It will be exempted from natural disasters appearing prior to the last day of this world, and will never be fully destroyed with the blessing of Allah Almighty. Hazrat Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi in his life nominated Isamuddin Chalapi as his successor and Khalifa. He served as spiritual superior of the Holy Shrine for 11 years. I would like to close this article with the testament of Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi. He had relayed during last memories in this world. أوصيكم بتقوى الله في السر والعلانية وبقلة الطعام وقلة الكلام وهجرة المعاصي والآثام ومواظبة الصيام ودوام القيام وترك الشهوات على الدوام واحتمال الجفاء من جميع الأنام وترك مجالسة السفهاء والعوام ومصاحبة الصالحين الكرام فإن خير الناس من ينفع الناس وخير الكلام ما قل ودل والحمد لله وحده والسلام على واحدة والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.